Neo Yasu. I don't know if they did. All right, so we are on the draw. We are playing against Hogak. Yeah, that's where I'm just thinking, do I get... I'm trying to think of the match from their side that I played earlier. What are the cards that I'm worried about? You know, Thalia is very unimpressive. On their side, sometimes I felt like I was short on actual mana. That is my plan for next turn, is to actually waste them and then hold on to a swords. That's the main reason I played out Vile now. Let Vile start ticking. Because we can deal with the Hogak itself with the swords. But the bigger issue would be, I think, if they go for the mill plan. Well, that's bad. So now they get to eat both swords, potentially with Stitcher Supplier, or they just hit them up front. Oh, even sending the beats, appreciative. Maybe I should have led Wasteland to make them think differently. Do you go after Thalia or do you go after Flicker Wisp? I mean, probably Flicker Wisp. Am I just giving them cards in the graveyard? They flashback therapy on Stitcher Supplier, get to put a couple more cards in there anyway. Skyclave Apparition cannot pop a Hogak. That's interesting. Oh, they're targeting themselves? Why would you crack the land then? It says they are targeting themselves. But they've only played... Oh, they have an Underground Sea. Okay, I was going to say, they can't do anything. They hit a third Vengevine. They hit a third Vengevine. That was 3 Vengevines, by the way. Just in case you weren't paying attention. I'll take 15. No blocks. Can I draw the most powerful basic planes? I mean, I've seen worse. All right. Showed us Underground Sea. So, Grafdigger's Cage, Surgical Extraction, Rest in Peace. Let's trade the Sword of Fire and Ice for a Sword of Feast and Famine. Containment Priest in. Cage, Surgical, Rest in Peace, yep. Priest, yep. Path. Yeah, there was only one basic swamp in my list, at least, I know. Alright, so the Thalia seems very weak. I mean, for the most part, they just have creatures. Spirit of the Labyrinth, they're not drawing cards at all. Phyrexian Revoker can stop the what do you call it? Phyrexian Revoker can stop Alter Dimension. I mean, if we take out these Spirits of the Labyrinth, because they don't draw at all, we keep ourselves a Stoneforge Mystic deck, which, I mean, I feel like that can work. Spirit can stop Careful Study, that's true. To be perfectly honest, when I cast Careful Study, I just wanted to discard cards. So, is there something to take out in place of the in case of the Spirit of the Labyrinths? We got Recruiters, we got Flicker Wisps, we got Skyclaves. Skyclave is, I don't know, on the weaker side. We could keep one Spirit. We could keep one Spirit over the 4th Flicker Wisp. That doesn't match anyway. And then that Spirit, the Spirit will do its job. All right, this is no lands at all. This is Swords into Containment Priest. So let's keep 3 mana. Let's get rid of one of these Skyclaves. Get rid of that guy. Okay. Pass. Ship apparition. I agree. Careful study. Pitch. Vendrine, Vendrine. Oh. Like, I understand that there's a lot of, specialized cards for the different things, but I don't know. I have felt underwhelmed, but I do feel like we ran into some definitely unfavorable matchups. Like, I really don't know how we're supposed to beat Oops, and I do think that with some different sequencing, I probably could have beat the Maverick guy. So I expect this to kind of be middling, which really is all I was expecting. I was expecting a 3-2. So they're thinking long and hard. Like, they are carefully studying this careful study. That is for sure. Ooh. 6 hours in on this stream. I mean, I am kind of we knocked out 3 leagues in about 6 hours. That seems reasonable. Bloodghast Bridge from Below. So the question to me, say they play a fetch land. With a fetch land, they could, I was going to say they play a land to trigger Bloodghast to come back. I was going to respond and hit them with Containment Priest. But if it's a fetch land, they could always just fetch again. So that's where I'm saying, does it make sense to just deploy... Do I just play out the Containment Priest sooner than later? Overall, we do beat a Bloodghast. Yeah, let's make them go for something spectacular and then hit them with Containment Priest. So we can play Containment Priest. We could clean it up with the swords afterwards. Another Bridge from Below. All right, so is this worth end step swordsing? Why would they not crack the other one? Yeah, let's just get Priest out there. Interesting. They're getting crabby. Assassin's Trophy, another crab. So I kind of apparition the crab. Yeah, that's better than. That'll give me something to do. I was going to go after the Bloodghast. If we are just trying to clear out the bridges, true. Can't block. Can't block. Also, potentially, we can wasteland the underground. And maybe should have. Yeah. Why don't I just take 2? Alright, so if I block here, they will get 2. They'll get 2 tokens. But then they get the spirit token as well. And it depends on if they stack correctly. Oh, they did it wrong. They did it wrong. So that's you always give your opponent the opportunity to mess it up. Pitch my Hogak. Please. Oh, they're not even allowed to cast it. Wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, they're just casting Hogak properly. Two, 4. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Take it. Keep this one home. Trade 2 for 4. So if Containment Priest... If I can remove a black card from them, that's my thought here, is if I can remove them having a black card, that's one less Hogak they can cast. Sure. Yeah, I'm going to do that so that I can keep pressure going on them. And then that makes them even further away. Plus, I won't need to keep it up. Mother Runes can stay home and do her job. That'll do. Alright, that should keep Hogak from being castable. I'll take one. I know I could block and do whatever, but I feel like there's more going on there. How about this one? They could have Force of Vigor. They do not have Force of Vigor, or at least not right now. Okay. So, anything different? I think. I mean, they did show Spirit of the Labyrinth maybe could have value, but I don't know what would we put that over? A mother? Do we want the other Spirit of the Labyrinth? Is it worthwhile? No changes deck is perfect. I mean, well, obviously. Yeah, I think it comes down to if having the extra mother means okay, when they go for Assassin's Trophy or Abrupt Decay, we get to protect them that even more, then that's probably worthwhile. All right, this looks great. Surgical, Vial. We have Horizon Canopy too. I mean, sign me up. They have mulligan to 5. My plan is to lead Port Aether Vial. Not only do I not want to take the extra 1, but that gives me options for the following turn. Thoughtseize, you hooch. What kind of nonsense? Who plays Thoughtseize? I mean, it's all kind of good. Aether Vial, maybe? What would you Thoughtseize out of this hand? I mean, looking at it, I would think Aether Vial, because Aether Vial is going to be long-term the best thing overall. So now, I think I want to play... That's just perfect value. That's true, Steve. There could be some Cabal therapy in our future. And I don't know if we have paid our deductible. So my sideboard that I had just played earlier only had 2 Thoughtseize, so I don't feel like wasting the surgical here, for example. Cabal therapy. Cabal therapy. Cabal therapy. I mean, I can't hit the therapy itself. I mean, I kind of want them to take the surgical. Right? Like, I kind of want them to take the surgical so that I could get spirit and start attacking. I mean, they follow this up with a Stitcher Supplier. That's going to be brutal. But we can respond to the Stitcher Supplier trigger with the Swords of Plowshares, so they can't get the therapy back. That's something. And then we can start porting them on their upkeep. I expect him to take surgical. Right? You got to take surgical here. Maybe not. They only have 3 cards left in their own hand. And that's the other thing, is I'm thinking we still have Swords to Plowshares to mess with them. We could theoretically get Port online, buying us time. I don't know, Sword of Feast and Famine. I thought it was clever before, but now I'm wondering, do I really want to let them discard cards? They did, in fact, name Swords to Plowshares. Therapy says non-land. No. So what I'm wondering now is, do I just hold them down under Port? You like Spirit? We could always get Spirit and then start porting next turn, and we still have Surgical to buy us some kind of protection. Yeah, I agree with that. You're going to cast another Cabal Therapy? You're casting a Grave Crawler. So now I'm thinking, do I Surgical in response to this? Because if they're casting it, they're planning to flash it back. Alright, so they are holding Abrupt Decay, Bloodghast, Stitcher Supplier. So let's get this one. Let's get this one. Let's get this one. They do not have Force of Vigor. Okay. So Bloodghast, Stitcher Supplier, Abrupt Decay. Alright, so we keep porting them on upkeep. We get Mother of Runes going. Okay, put the yield on my opponent's turn. We're only 6 attack steps away. Beats. On their upkeep. Keep them off Stitcher Supplier. We know they have Abrupt Decay, Bloodghast, Stitcher Supplier. Mother of Runes is still summoning sick. Let this happen. Do they have a land? No land. Alright, we have a Sword of Feast of Famine in our future. So let's go attack Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yep. Do I attack both? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts them at 11. Which would then... If I just attack for 3, they go to 12. And then we're multiple turns away. If we attack for 4 here, then that puts them at 11, and then 5. It's still multiple turns, so there's no reason for that. It does not change the clock to send Mother of Runes in now, and it's just not worth it. No need to get fancy. Okay. Post-combat. Upkeep. It does not change the clock significantly. Okay. They read the writing on the wall. We do manage to get another 2/3. So, I mean, overall, that's what? 2/3, 3-5-0, 2/3. We went 9 and 6. So, overall, 60% on the night. On the day, afternoon, whatever we want to call it. So, I mean, of the 3 of those, I think I liked Elves the most. Hogak just seemed really straightforward. I am pretty sure I sideboarded incorrectly multiple times, and Hogak didn't care. Hogak did the heavy lifting. Hogak said, hop up on my back, let's go. And that was pretty sweet. I honestly I don't feel like I would like this deck. Which is weird because I always liked, back in the day, I liked playing stacks, Smokestack, Spheres of Resistance, Tangle Wire, all that. I liked that kind of prison-y aspect. And I feel like Death and Taxes is the closest thing to kind of like a prison creature-based solution, but it's just the same thing. Like, I just don't find it appealing, and I think I don't know exactly why it is that I have some kind of like mental block that I just can't. And that's part of why I did this originally. Like, I had fully intended to start playing the Green Sun Zenith Snow deck. Like, that's what my choice would have been if I was going to play. But I kind of purposely put it out there of, hey, help me decide what to play, so that it would open up things I maybe wouldn't choose for myself. And so, I mean, Elves, Hogak, Death and Taxes, we got some variety in today. So I do like the fact that we got in a little bit of variety, but for the most part, I'm not sure I would pick these again for myself.